Welcome everyone in this new video live development about building an auto battle game. In this video we're just going to talk about what we're going to do the next video. So it's a little bit of tech design, so if you don't want to talk about theory coding, then just skip that video. So in the previous video we were kind of stuck on a bug and we were setting up stuff regarding multiplayer and multiplayer lobby joining and stuff like that, and I realized that I actually made the mistake to just go shotgun programming like I said in the previous video, and it was an error because building such a system is not long term and we want some kind of stability, we want something that we can expand on if necessary. So I've thought about how to properly build what we were doing, and not only is it long term, it's also just better to build things the proper way, just for the sake of getting used to that. So I will from now on I will likely be doing some kind of tech design video before jumping right into the fray, in order to avoid some kind of waste of time. So I'm sorry if the previous videos were kind of boring. They are far from building an auto battle game. It's just about any regular game that will use multiplayer. So no further stuff like this. Let's dive into what we're going to modify. So basically the main problem we have is that everything is interconnected and interdependent. So for instance, I already said in a previous video that our multiplayer lobby were not it's not able to handle what it has to do by himself. It has to receive information. Other blueprints are actually firing functions on that widget, and we actually don't want that because we want to make it so it's pretty much like if we would have to, if we will be drag and dropping the multiplayer lobby in another project, it will behave without modifying too much of the logic. It should work almost right away. That will be the better way to build it. So, and that's just one of the problem we have. We have several others interdependencies and stuff like that, and we want to get rid of them. So how are we going to do this? Well, it's all about the game state. So the game state is going to spawn, and it's going to record any player states being spawned, and it's going to retain all information about who is actually living who is actually living and joining the game, and it's going to have a bunch of dispatchers, and all other stuff are going to bind themselves to the dispatchers of the game state. So there is I'm going to put a link of that document in the description of that video if you want to check it out. I won't go over all the details, even if I need to I might need to go back to that document while coding, so you will see some kind of insight you will have some kind of insight on that document anyway while following the videos. But anyway, so the game state is going to record any player state joining or leaving. Player states are going to have some kind of network value, network player structure, which is going to be a replicated structure, which is going to hold all the information we need about that player. And we're going to have all the other elements we built tied to the game state, like I was saying. So for instance, the multiplayer lobby, it's actually going to be a child widget of a new widget we're going to create, which is a player board, which is actually a widget which automatically binds himself to the game states and adds and keeps track of and has a list of events regarding when players enters or leave. So the multiplayer lobby is going to inherit that properties, and it's going to be able to receive info from players. and it's gonna spawn a lobby player entries, which are going to be child class of a new widget we're going to create, which is a player entry, which is just a widget binding itself to player states. Player states information which is sent from the player board. So the player entry will be able to act on its own with its player state reference. And the multiplayer lobby is going to use the outgame states properties as well to keep track of the ready players and stuff like that. And of course we're going to have an in-game state in the future, but for now we are not going to go over it. The outgame menu, the lobby browser, and the player states are going to use the game instance to handle all the multiplayer session logic. So it's going to look like what we have right now. And so the player states, when it spawns, it's going to tell the game state that it has spawned, and it's going to handle quite a bunch of stuff regarding modifying its properties, disconnecting, and stuff like that. And we're going to have we're going to have an out player states, and we're going to rename our blueprints to follow that naming convention. So we're going to have an out player state only handling the replication of the ready status, because it's going to inherit all its properties from the player states. So it's going to have all the values logic we need to keep track of and modify, like such as team color and status and stuff like that. So we're going to go this way. So it's going to wrap up that video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.